Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound. And today we've got the sound system demo on the 2025 Toyota Crown Signia. Ooh, voice crack. Signia and its 11-speaker JBL audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations. We're going to test out the 5.1 capabilities, and then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you want to hear even more on the system, sign up below to become a Daily Motor member. Tonight I'm going to record a members-only sound test with tracks requested by members. It's real, copyrighted music. And the only reason I ask for a few dollars a month to compensate is because I can't make any money off those videos because all the music is copyrighted. So it gives you more of an impression of the system and helps support the channel. And lastly, I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear from the driver's seat. Now before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Yeah, the Crown Signia. Kind of a cool car. I've enjoyed it so far, just got it recently. Got it a little tucked in the shade here. Keep the sun off of it, keep us cool. But a wagon version of the kind of strange new Toyota Crown. I think there's a lot to talk about with this car, so if you do want to see more, check the link below. We've got our full pros and cons review, and that members only sound test, and a fuel economy test that I'm going to be running later tonight. Now we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, so let's take a look at those now. The newer Toyota infotainment system, we're seeing this on all new Toyotas at this point. We're in the media screen now, but to go to sound, we're going to have to go back to the settings gear, scroll down to sound and media, and then we've got auto sound levelizer. This is going to adjust volume to compensate for wind, engine, and road noise at higher speeds. We're going to do the testing with that on. And then under sound tuning, we have treble, mid-range, and bass EQ. Let's go through those. Below that, you have adjustment for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. And that's it for audio adjustments. I wish these EQ sliders were easier to adjust. When I just got in the car earlier today, someone had the bass about halfway up, and I wanted to bring those back to the middle while I was driving. It's very hard to touch and move these little sliders, especially at speed. For audio inputs here in the Crown, you have your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, Bluetooth, support for wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and Apple Music and Amazon Music streaming built in. What does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no other streaming services, and you don't have a 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Oh, and I forgot to mention, USB-C port down here is included, but no USB-A port, so bring an adapter if you plan on using USB-A devices. For audio controls in the Crown Signia, you've got a nice volume rocker here on the steering wheel, and then a volume control in the center. It's got a nice color to it, but no clicks, and a little out of my reach when I'm just leaning back on the seat back. For track selection, no physical controls appear, so you got to use the touch screen in the proper menu, and you got physical controls on the right side of the steering wheel for track. Speaker locations, as I said, this is an 11-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got a door woofer 1, mid-ranger up here 2, tweeter 3, 4, 5, 6 over on the other side. Coming into the back, you're looking at door, kind of mid-ranger woofer there, 7, 8 tweeter, 9, 10, and then you have a subwoofer in the cargo area, giving you 11. I wasn't able to directly locate it, but it sounds like it is back there. Before we get on the road, let's test out the 5.1 channel support. Now, most people don't listen to 5.1 music these days, and Toyota and Lexus don't seem to be supporting it, so I'm not expecting us to have it, but let's fire up the immersive audio album.com sound test anyway and see what we've got.
Welcome to the Immersive Audio Album Channel Configuration Test. Left, center, right, left surround, right surround.
Ah, now that's interesting. Okay. So not only does it not support 5.1, but it's also not down mixing properly. So if you were to try to play 5.1 music in here, you're losing that's LFE channel, so things are probably going to sound a little wonky. That's a bit unfortunate there. But either way, with that, let's get out on the road. ago, a commenter came in and said, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. All he cares about is bass." I don't only care about bass. But I understand why that commenter, perhaps, if he wasn't just being a troll, could think that, because what I care about is accurate representation and balance and power, regardless of what you're listening to and what volumes at which you're listening to it. So something like this, I appreciate how I can have this at a loud volume, and I'm getting not only the heavy-hitting low-end bass thumps, but also the mid-ranges and the highs, all decently balanced in there. Now, for me, it's a little bit too much in the mid-range, but I can adjust that through EQ. I bet you Toyota and JBL were going for a certain sound profile for this type of vehicle, and I can't blame them for that. I think it was a good choice. So I don't just care about bass. It just so happens that when a car can't replicate those sounds, it's often lacking power, and that you need a lot of power to make those low-end bass notes. This next track, though, will turn the bass all the way up and see what happens. That's the other thing. A lot of people care about bass, so I want them to. I want to show off bass for those people who care. Okay, yeah. So we got a lot of mirror shakeage. I'm feeling it. A little bit in my seat, more so in the doors. A little bit of clipping in there, but not too bad distortion. Yeah, pretty happy with that. My thoughts on the JBL sound system here in the Toyota Crown Signia. Also, quick side note, beautiful color on that McLaren there. I'm actually decently impressed with the system, and I've grown in appreciation for it throughout the week, because at first I was like, okay, Toyota JBL, it's probably strong, but nothing to write home about. I seem to have triggered a hot word. But then I did the members only sound testing, and I did some driving around errands and highway and everything, and the more time I spent with it, I was like, you know what, I'm able to really listen to some of my favorite music and have all the notes come through and have things sound really good and powerful and balanced. So I've been going back and forth on how to rate the system, and I've decided on a rating, and hopefully it's not a little too kind, but objectively speaking, across all systems, it's getting a B+, a strong B+. For the price point, I'm going to let it sneak just barely into the A category. Now, I don't like the lack of any sort of sound modes. I don't like the lack of more adjustable EQ. I don't really like the way you have to interface with the system. But talking sound quality, I think this is really well tuned, for the type of buyer for this vehicle, for the vehicle itself. And hey, I loved listening to my music in it, so you get the A, Crown Signia. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the car, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.